Spring break is a time that every student looks forward to, and it was no different for me. Me and two of my friends planned a trip to Tennessee, and we were going to see our buddy who we haven't seen in a long time. And it was an incredible experience, but it was also bittersweet at the same time. What was so sweet about it was all the things we did, and just being able to see my friend that I haven't seen for so long was an incredible experience. But part of it was bitter as well. I knew COVID-19 was an issue. And part of me wishes I would have took that a little more seriously at the time, which was about 5 weeks ago, during our spring break. We drove. We didn't go in an airplane because we thought airports were not going to be safe. And so we drove. But I felt like we should have taken more precaution. Hindsight, looking back, I wish I would have had a little more understanding of the situation, how many people that this impacts. And it's something that has greatly impacted my life since. Not only have classes moved to online, not only have people had to quarantine, but I have temporarily not been working because of COVID-19. I am a cook at a restaurant, Perkins Restaurant, and we are closed until farther notice. I believe it might be May 1st. And this past 6 weeks without a job, or however long it's been, it feels like it's been a year, has been really tough. There's a lot of things in my life that I feel like I probably took for granted before this quarantine. It hasn't been all bad. I've gone to hang out inside a house. I guess that's fun. But there's a lot of things that I took for granted. Seeing my friends, it's such a simple task that I did almost every day, going out and doing something, whether it be going out and getting a beer at a bar, maybe going out for dinner or going to see a movie or so on and so forth. Even just going to a friend's house and hanging out is something that we take for granted. At least I did, because it's something we can't do right now. Another thing is I took for granted taking classes in person. I just felt like I'm a person that can procrastinate sometimes, and seeing and being in class is something that's a lot better for me as opposed to being online. Now, obviously, we don't have a choice right now, so it's something I have to work with regardless. But it's something personally to me that I've always done better in class. I can procrastinate sometimes, so being in person helps me fight that. And lastly, financially, not having a job is tough, and not only just from the money aspect, but just my friends and coworkers and being around people is something that, again, I took for granted. And I really hope that this virus comes to an end soon, so we can get back and go forward with our lives how they were before. But that trip is something that I won't forget. It was so many good times, incredible times, and a lot of changing times. During that trip, each day there was just something new on the news that broke, something that I hadn't seen before, whether it be starting with sports getting canceled, NBA postponing their season, tournaments postponing, so on and so forth. Stuff that we just take for granted. Turning on the TV to watch your favorite team play is something we can't do right now. In just day-to-day tasks. So that is how COVID-19 has personally affected my life. And I hope we can find a cure to this and end it as soon as possible. Stay safe.